Well, hey guys, it's Matt with 42 Pros, and in this video for 120 Wednesday, we're going to show you how to create the Starburst or SunStar effect for all your photography and video work. Let's get started. Well, welcome back to 42 Pros, and thanks again for watching our video. It is greatly appreciated. Now for 120 Wednesday, this is where we take 120 seconds or 2 minutes of your time to hopefully teach you something new or just refresh your memory on something that you already know. Now for this video for 120 Wednesday, you are going to be astonished at how simple this can be. And really and truly, it's at the tip of your finger and you don't even know it. All right, so before we get jumped into this one, let's go ahead and start with the clock and get that going, and then we'll get into the details. Well, for my photography guys out there, this is the simplest thing to do, especially if you have a detachable lens type camera setup. All right, you ready? Crank your f-stop to f16 or f22. Somewhere around in there, depending on what your lens can do. Get it up there around f16 as a good starting point, and then expose your camera and your photo down between 1 and 2 full stops below exposure. Now before you start taking your photos, let's double check and make sure you're doing RAW plus JPEG or RAW, because you will have to lift those shadows and those dark spots and balance out some of the color just ever so slightly once you get it into Lightroom or your editing software for your photos. Okay, so just keep that in mind. But now for all the video guys that are camcorder based, especially for those guys that do not have the detachable lens systems, there's 2 things that you really got to control and pay attention to. Okay, number 1, we've already talked about that, which is the aperture or the iris. Get it as high as you possibly can. The second thing that you guys really have to pay attention to, because you have a zoom lens built into that camera, is get as wide as you possibly can. Okay, because that's when all the elements in that lens will line up properly, so when the light comes through, it will diffract correctly in order to get those beams of light and those rays of light coming off the sun to get you this effect that you're trying to get on your video clip. But there you go guys, that is how simple getting this effect on your photos or in your video clips can be. It is at the tip of your finger. So simply put, crank that f-stop as high as you possibly can, watch your exposure, and then there you go. You will have some creative shots for your photography work and your video work. And like I mentioned, it is the simplest tip and trick that we will probably do all year. So what does the time look like right now? I don't know, because I didn't time myself, but I'm pretty sure that we did it under 2 minutes. So hopefully this is something that you could appreciate and you learned something new, or we just refreshed your memory like we mentioned before, and you can start using this in your photography or your video work when you're out there in the field doing all your projects. Well, that is all we have for this 120 Wednesday video, and hopefully you got something out of it. But as usual guys, get the gear that's right for you, because only you can do your projects. And since we usually only have one chance to get it right, why not do it right and do it once? Till next time guys, we'll see you in the next video.